It's been quite some time since I've posted. I think it's been far too long. I think it's been around about 6 days, maybe even 7 days, so almost a week. And honestly, I've been pretty busy, so it's been hard for me to manage my time effectively. But none of these things are due to the things that I was, of course, doing. It was due to my own incompetence. So for that, I'm sorry, guys. But we're back anyway. And in today's video, I want to talk about how adult content as a whole affected my ability to think straight. Now, when it comes to adult content, it's no secret that it can be addictive. It's no secret that it can hijack your dopamine and reward system. And that's exactly what it did for me. And for the most part, I thought that the thing that they would take away from me was my confidence, because that's what I was hearing from other people. I thought my relationships would be affected somehow, but it never did any of those things. All it did was take away my ability to delay gratification, which arguably I would say is much, much worse, because that meant that when I was doing tasks right before I quit, the tasks that I was doing felt 10 times harder than they should have. So that kept me in this loop. Each and every single time I would try to quit this habit, I'd find immense difficulty doing so. And I already had a quitter's mentality. So it wasn't long before I gave in and relapsed again. So things like work sucked because I wasn't being rewarded with money or a paycheck immediately. Things like gym and being active felt like such a chore. And then there's the issue of helping people. It shouldn't even be an issue. It should be a prerogative, a privilege, right? To help people who you actually care about, people who you're cool with. And yet it felt like such a drag to me. All of these things that I'm usually fine with, they felt like efforts, extreme sports. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about at length how I navigated my way out of this dangerous place, because this is a serious issue, right? Being addicted to adult content, it pours and leaks into other areas of your life and continually takes away from you. It takes time away from you, it takes energy away from you. The two biggest things that you could probably never get back. So I really want to focus on making sure that all of you, maybe even just a few of you, because some of you may watch this video and may not take my advice on board, but I promise you that if you do, you will beat this addiction that you have. But coming back to what I was saying previously, all of the best things in life never reward you instantly. Money doesn't, business doesn't, getting in shape doesn't, and becoming somebody who you're proud of definitely doesn't. Adult content hijacks your brain and somehow convinces you that it's all achievable with little to no effort at all. And then some of you will sit down in your chairs or on your beds, like maybe I'm doing right now, and then wonder to yourself why you can't focus for more than 20 minutes, maybe even more than 5 minutes. It's because you spent so many years training your brain to always expect the easy option, to always seek out the easy option. I would say the one thing that I thought when dealing with this addiction was that I could get through it with sheer willpower, that I could just sit there and the feeling would go away. But you can never fight feelings. You can only transfer them. You can only transmute them into something else. So one thing I'd recommend that really helped me whenever I'd feel an urge to go ahead and look at certain things on the internet, if I found myself doing nothing at that current point in time, I'd simply go out for a walk, go out for a jog, and go to a cafe, go and do something. I always say when the mind is spiraling, get the body moving. And honestly, it doesn't even have to be any of the examples that I mentioned. It can just be anything at all that breaks the pattern for you. I think where most people go wrong is that they approach this addiction with the wrong mentality. See, I feel as if the way people think about growth is they think that you always have to become stronger, whether that's physically or mentally, that you always become stronger. But I don't think that that is the right mentality when it comes to this specific addiction. All you need to do is make it harder for you to stay weak. And you do this by changing your environment, just like I did. Each and every single time I saw myself staying in the same environment, I would relapse. I would, if I stayed in my house all day long, doing absolutely nothing. It's no wonder I turned to familiar habit, no matter how disgusting I might find it. It's no wonder I fall into the same habits because we're human beings, we're creatures of habits. So gradually over time, you need to change your environments. You need to change your norms. I would say the moment that all of you can learn to change where you are, you can finally change who you are. Because you'll put yourself in a place so far that the bad habits can't even find you. And that's the ultimate goal. That's the piece of advice that I'd give anybody who's struggling with adult content. There's a lot of advice on the internet, and honestly, I think that you guys need to be cautious of what you consume, because the worst piece of advice that I was offered when I was younger was count the days. You definitely don't want to count any days of any addiction that you're trying to overcome. I would say that this is the piece of advice that worked the best for me, just simply touching grass, forcing myself to get out of the house. It taught me to grow. It was uncomfortable at first, just going for the occasional walks. I'd say they were occasional, but they were pretty consistent because I was really struggling with this addiction. But going for the consistent walks, it wasn't necessarily fun at first, but I've come to enjoy it. And now it's just a part of my everyday routine. So honestly, this is the best piece of advice I know to give for people who are struggling with this addiction. So hopefully you can show follow through with this, because once you do show follow through, you'll eventually find a habit that can help you build your life instead of destroy it. And then you will get your focus back. You'll return to being your usual self, the self that you were before this addiction ever found you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, share it to a friend or family member who you think may need to see and hear the video. And also, if you guys want to join a community full of like-minded people on the path of self-development, then I'll leave a link down below in the description as well as the comment section. I'd love to have absolutely all of you in there. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Take care and God bless.